Positioning is a key concept in relationship to pride. Pride requires us to position ourselves first or center. When we read Psalm 41:1, which says, "Blessed is he that considereth the poor," and we read Matthew 5:3, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," we quickly understand, or we quickly bump into asking ourselves honest questions. How have I, or how do I, or how do I plan to position myself in the center, or position myself first? Positioning in relationship to others, positioning in relationship to material items, positioning in relationship to accomplishments. I've heard this so many times, and I understand it's very frustrating. I've heard it so many times. A woman will say, "Pastor, I had a great idea at work, and some man took the credit for my idea." I get it, how frustrating that is. And especially if there's a financial benefit to the idea. And yet, at the same time, we want to receive what is proper and appropriate, and not always seek to position ourselves first. I think Paul said, "Consider others better than yourselves." He didn't say that others are better than yourself in every aspect. At your work, you may be the most creative person, but somebody else is better than yourself at the details, or somebody is better than yourself at the follow-through. So positioning ourselves first, or positioning ourselves center, is very important to the pride life. When I was young, my mom taught me, my dad taught me, tithe was God first. This is not a talk about tithing. It's a talk about where do you position yourself in relationship to your money. And I want to live a God first life, not a Kent first life. I want to live an other people first life, not a me first life. And so as I consider this positioning in relationship to pride, and Psalm 41, which says, "Blessed is he who gives deep, meaningful, broad thought to those who experience poverty," I think that we can position ourselves in such a way that we have a sense, I flipped a 20 in the poverty basket on the way out, the alm, and have a sense of doing our duty, but not really putting those who experience religious persecution first. For example, my mom had a little bit of money for my brother, sister, and I when she passed away, and I think in May I'll get that money. And oh man, I have all kinds of things I want. I want to like get the one I really want is a barbecue pit, a grill, not like a Home Depot one. I mean a real one, right? But I told my sister yesterday, I want to do a God first use of that money, according to what mom would want to do with that money. And it's not huge, but it would be nice to have a conscious awareness that I'm able, by God's strength, to say, what would honor mom in a mom first use of the funds, and what would honor God in a God first use of the funds. Maybe a grill would be good. Here, I call this a backyard, our ministry recovery center. When families come to stay with us and we're just loving and encouraging and blessing, maybe it'd be fabulous to be able to cook outside and eat some wonderful brisket or my favorite turkey. But nonetheless, the point is the person in Psalm 41, blessed is he that considereth the poor. The word considereth, in my terms, would indicate the poor and the persecuted first, not leftovers, not after everything is done. It's funny, when we were missionaries in a village in Alaska, this is in the 1960s, a long time ago, we got a Christmas package. My parents were so excited to open this Christmas package. And when they opened it up, one of the ingredients was tea bags and a note that said, "We're so happy we can share these with you. We only used each of them once." It was clearly them first on the tea bags, missionary second. Anyways, back to positioning and Psalm 41. In Psalm 41, we see something that is very fascinating. It says, "Blessed is he who considereth the poor." So this is a Psalm of David. So David is the one serving the poor. He is considering the poor. By verse 3, David is on a sick bed. By verse 9, his closest friend has betrayed him. So Psalm 41 models for us that the one who blessed others by considering the poor becomes the poor person himself, the needy, the humiliated, dependent on God's mercy. There is in God the shape of discipleship. And the shape of discipleship will always include, for you and me, coming to a place of needing or of longing for someone to serve us in our need. If you don't think so, think of Jesus, the King of Glory, and then he's in Gethsemane in prayer, and he's asking for his three buddies to just go a little further and stay awake and pray with him. They failed. They fell asleep. But if Jesus said, this is my time to really need somebody to help me in this very poor experience called Gethsemane and the Good Friday and the cross and crucifixion and death, you're going to come there too. And the movement from being Psalm 41:1, the person helping the poor, to Psalm 41:3 and 9, being the person needing the help, that is the movement of the gospel. That's what happens in the gospel. The person of Psalm 41:1 comes down to the experience of everyday life. Just like Jesus came down from the Father above, he came down from heavenly glory and became human. That reminds me of an old song, "Down from his glory, every living story." So brothers and sisters, today, as you contemplate how to be wise, you contemplate how to live your life today, I encourage you to have the humility to say, it's my turn to need a walker. I'm in Sun City, Arizona right now. Many of the people use walkers. I don't need a walker, generally speaking. When my back hurts, I do. But I don't need a walker. I can walk and run. But someday I will need the poverty of spirit, perhaps, to say, will you help me move? I need to get from here to over there, and I can't do it. Anyhow, my time's up. God bless you as you think through poverty of spirit. You think through, are you positioning yourself first? Or are you living a God first, others first lifestyle?